Hi, I'm Bill Russell from CrossFit Cleveland, here to give you the details for the workout for Monday, March 23rd, 2020. You're going to start out today with the warm-up. You're going to do our CrossFit Cleveland ab routine plus, which has a couple additional movements. 10 reps each, times 3 rounds. It'll take you about 8 or 9 minutes. So you'll do 10 reps each of sit-ups, air squats, 2-count flutter kicks, plank jacks, bicycle crunches, and Superman stretch. Supermans. And finish with 10 seconds of a Samson stretch on the right side, and then a 10-second hold on the left side. That'll be 1 round. You're going to do that for 3 rounds. The workout today is back from the archives. It's a CrossFit main site workout from back in March of 2010. So it's 3 rounds for time of 50 forward lunges. You can do stepping lunges in place, or if you've got a big room, if you're outside, or have a hallway, you can do walking lunges, 50 total steps. So a left lunge is 1, a right lunge is 2, so each lunge counts as 1 rep. If you need to modify, if lunges aren't working for you, you can do a step up to a box or a chair. Second movement is 50 air squats. And the third movement, 25 back extensions if you happen to have a GHD bench available, or Supermans down on the floor with about a half a second pause at the top of each contraction. If you're not familiar with any of the movements in the warm-up or the workout, keep watching the video. Stacy demonstrates each one. The forward lunges are at the very end after the warm-up movements. She also covers the squat and the Supermans in the warm-up, so we don't repeat that at the end. And then when you're finished, I want you to do a plank hold for 3 minutes, total hold. Also, if you're planning on logging on to our virtual CrossFit class online and you're not familiar with the movements, please watch the video demonstrations in its entirety to make certain that you understand the movements that are coming up online in the online class. We can certainly answer any questions for you before we get started, but we need to have you at least watch the demonstrations first. If you're doing this workout on your own, hit it hard. Keep the intensity high throughout the whole 3 rounds. If you're logging on to our virtual online class, we'll see you then. The link is down below. We've got classes on Monday online 5:30 a.m., 7 a.m., 9:15 a.m., 4:30 p.m., and 6 p.m. All right? And have a great day. Stacy's going to show you movements in our CrossFit Cleveland ab routine. We've added a couple of additional movements to our normal list.
Hi, we're going to start with a Samson stretch. So, Samson stretch, you want to put both your feet facing forward and you want to square your hips off so that they're facing whichever way you're facing. We're going to take our hands, clasp your hands, bring them up and over your head. This is just a light stretch to start the blood flowing. Some people you'll see will do this with a deep lunge. We're not doing that here today. We're just getting that nice stretch through your hip flexors, so you're into your shoulders, and just hold it for about 10 seconds on each side. I wasn't counting, but I'm going to switch sides. Again, remember, both feet facing forward. You can go as wide as you need or as narrow, and making sure that you're getting that hip flexor opened up in this stretch. Here's a demonstration of the sit-ups. If you have an ab mat, this is a good time to use those. If you don't have an ab mat, you can use a pillow or a blanket or a towel or sweatshirt, anything that you want. Just roll it up and you're going to put it into the small of your back. I'm going to show you a couple different versions, but I'm going to start with this one where we take our feet and put them together in what we call frogging our legs. Every time you do a sit-up, you want your shoulders to touch the ground and you want to sit up and all the way up. I like to touch my toes, but I'm coming all the way up, and each time is all the way back and all the way up. If that's too difficult for you and you need a little bit of a modification, you can take your feet further away or put them up here, and then you can do the same thing and just sit all the way up. Make sure you're sitting all the way up, shoulders touch the ground each time. The other option, if that's too hard and you can't sit all the way up, I want you to just do a crunch, okay? So just think about taking your hands straight overhead, and I just want you to think about your fingertips going straight up to the ceiling, all the way down, up. You notice my shoulders are still touching the ground each and every time. Here's a demonstration of a squat. For a squat, you're going to take your feet hip distance apart, and you're going to take your feet and just slightly point it out rather than just straight forward. You're going to take your feet out, chest is up, the weight is going to stay in the back and out of your feet is how I like to describe it. Thinking about if you were on a beach and you were spreading the sand away and you didn't want to sink in. Keeping your chest up, again, I like to keep my arms up. That was a good reminder to look up, chest up. You're going to sit below parallel and then straight back up. Thinking about pulling up through your inner thighs and keeping your feet on the ground. Don't come up onto your toes. Okay, so a couple more of those so that you can see. Chest is up, below parallel, all the way up, squeeze. This is the top, all the way back down. Don't short it here, get that squeeze in. I'm going to demonstrate a plank jack for you. So a plank jack is getting into that hollow hold. You want to make sure that you're in a nice plank position. From here, we're just going to take your feet out and in. That's one. Out and in. I'm not hopping, right? Nice, and keep it nice and tight. That core is tight. Everything is activated, and out and in with your feet. I'm going to demonstrate a flutter kick for you. Sometimes we do a 2-count flutter kick, sometimes a 4-count flutter kick, but I'm just going to teach you the 2-count right now. Every other right, left is 1, because 1 is never really 1. I'm going to take my hands and put them underneath my hips, right here. I'm going to keep my shoulder blades off the ground and into that nice gymnastics hollow hold, and then just flutter. That's 1, 2, 3. You could go big if you wanted, but it's not necessary. Just right here, keeping the small of your back on the ground. Keep breathing on these, making sure that the movement's coming out of your hip. You don't want to be doing this, right? So keep your legs straight, down, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you need to count every leg, just double that number, whatever it is. Bicycle crunches. So the demonstration for a bicycle crunch is, again, you want that nice hollow hold. Are you getting this? We're in this hollow position a lot. The nice tight core, everything's tight. Shoulder blades are off the ground, and our feet are off the ground. Bringing one knee in at a time. That's 1. Right, left is 1. If you watch my flutter kick video, you'll know that 2 is usually 1. Superman. So Superman, you're going to go lay out flat onto your stomach, arms and feet out ahead of you, head is down, and you're just going to come up, give it a good squeeze, and all the way back down. All the way back down. Each time, if we're doing 10 of those, just squeeze it up, give it a nice hold, couple second hold, and then bring it back down. You're going to do, if we're doing 10, you're going to do that 10 times, not like the Samson stretch where you just hold it. I'm going to demonstrate a stepping lunge for you. On these, you want to make sure that your knee is not going in front of your toe. You're going to go get the other knee all the way to the ground. All the way down, push up through the heel, and all the way back up. You can do these in place, or you can, if you're outside or you have a long room, you can do these as walking lunges. You just want to make sure that you're coming all the way back up and opening your hips at the top of each movement. If that's too much for you, get a step stool, or I'm going to get my kitchen chair and do them on my kitchen chair. Also, make sure that it's a steady, that if you're on a wood surface, that it's not going to slide, and that the ceiling is going to allow you to stand all the way up. So with these, you're just going to step all the way up, open up, and then you're going to switch legs all the way up. If the box is too high, if your chair is too high for you, you're going to want a stool. But what it will look like is something like this. If the box is too high, you want to be able to stand straight up, open up, and all the way back down. Just like that. All right, friends, have a great workout and post your times to comments either on our Facebook fan page or on the website. Happy Monday. Have a great day.